Yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, gonna be talking about Antonio Brown, the wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's been some rumors that the Steelers do want to trade him to somewhere else because he's kind of been a headache for them for the past couple of years. And, you know, as much as I love Mike Tomlin, I think he has a big reason why that Antonio is Antonio, just letting him do whatever he wants and not punishing him for doing crazy things like the Facebook Live video or just his antics, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. Going to be talking about should we trade for Antonio Brown for the 49ers. Let's get to it. But before I do, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. And yeah, I'm getting to it right now. Antonio Brown, a little bit about him. Freaking awesome receiver, probably top 3 receiver in the NFL right now. Last season, he finished with 15 touchdowns, about 1,300 receiving yards. Awesome right there, but he's been a little overshadowed by Juju Smith, I would say, in Pittsburgh in terms of wide receiving core. People catching the ball over there. I don't think Antonio's happy about that. He probably wants out at Pittsburgh, you know, just because, I don't know, the locker room issues and what have you. Maybe he needs just to change his scenery to be a better receiver. Some people, they do benefit from just changing scenes and just doing something great in their next destination. I can use an example. Andy Reid coaching for the Eagles. This is a little apples to oranges, but his time in Philadelphia was pretty much over. His time ran out, so he went to a new team, new scene, Kansas City. He's doing a fantastic job right there. Something like that, but Andy Reid doesn't have any antics like Antonio Brown, not crazy or just, I don't know what you want to call it, childish behavior. Just want to have some fun, but he is quote-unquote a diva, I would say, with Odell Beckham and T.O. from back in the day. And speaking of T.O., he's really the last guy in San Francisco that we had as a #1 receiver, and Antonio would fit that mold perfectly. He'll be a #1 receiver in San Francisco. His talent, no question, we should trade for him. Definitely his talent, but there's other things you have to consider, like, as I said, his antics, the cap money, the compensation that we have to give Pittsburgh if we want to get Antonio. A lot of things you have to take into consideration, and I'm just a couch GM if you want to call myself. If I say yes or no, I don't know. The 49ers might do it, might not trade for him. The Steelers, they might not even trade AB at all, for all we know. So this is just a little hypothetical here, just something interesting I wanted to talk about. The pros of trading Antonio Brown definitely are his talents, Kyle Shanahan's ability to get the best out of #1 receivers, because we've seen him in the past take #1 receivers and elevate them even more. Just look at Andre Johnson from the Texans before and Julio Jones of the Falcons. I'm pretty sure he misses Shanahan right now in Atlanta because I don't think he's happy with Steve Sarkisian as the offensive coordinator, not scoring a lot of touchdowns and what have you. But when he was with Kyle, when they went to the Super Bowl together, man, they were just on fire. He flourished perfectly under Shanahan's system. AB, he'll fit perfectly in Shanahan's system. He'll get the best out of him, definitely. That's a big pro right there. Also, his talent, we all know his talent. Some cons of trading for him are cap issues, cap money. You know, I'm not a big expert on that, so I won't talk about that too much, although he's had a 4-year, $68 million contract, so they'll have to take on that contract. Also, his antics, is it going to be a problem? Is he going to be a locker room problem? Is he going to be a quote-unquote cancer, which is a pretty big word to say, but is he going to be a locker room cancer? Shanahan has to take into consideration on that. He can't be like Mike Tomlin and just let AB do whatever he wanted to do like he did in Pittsburgh. Got to control that. Also, compensation. Compensation is probably the biggest thing I'm worried about. Are they going to trade the #2 overall pick that we have in the 2019 draft just to get Antonio? That's a pretty big risk right there because we have other needs along the team, especially on defense, like edge rusher, cornerback. That's a big risk right there if they do trade for him. What are the Steelers are going to be asking for Antonio? There's a lot of things going on, a lot of factors that go into this if the 49ers do want to execute this trade for Antonio. For me personally, as a couch GM, I would definitely take a chance to get Antonio. It's really rare that you get a #1 receiver and he fits that mold perfectly, although he's not as big as like Julio Jones and what have you, but he's a speedy little guy. He can also do punt returns. He's got a couple of touchdowns for the past couple of years. I think he has like 5, which is pretty impressive for being a #1 receiver as well. So he can do it all, really. Talent decline, I don't think it's going down anytime soon. I know he's 31. I know he's up there in age, but I believe that his talent is still at a high level, and by the time the contract's over, 2 or 3 years, I think he's still going to be playing at a high level, especially when you're playing under Kyle Shanahan if you're a #1 receiver. I would definitely trade for Antonio Brown, but trade with caution. You know, take care of him. Don't let him do whatever he wants. Don't do a Facebook Live video in your locker room or anything crazy like that. Then I think he'll be fine. I would be willing to take the risk. And also, you know, I don't know, a lot of people are talking about this, but Shanahan and Lynch, they got to start winning, in my opinion. I know they've had a lot of injuries. I know they've had a lot of problems for the past couple of years beyond their control, but at the same time, they got to start producing some wins and start trying to make the playoffs as best as possible, because 2 losing seasons, That's not really good, in my opinion. Third season, if they have another losing season, then they will take the heat a little bit, and I think Antonio will definitely help him out. I think they can take him over the hump, maybe take him to the playoffs, because they have the requisite talent on the offensive side of the ball. They got Garoppolo, assuming that he stays completely healthy. They got the running game with Breida and McKinnon, and also the receivers, Goodwin, when he can stay healthy and when he doesn't have any family issues. George Kittle, freaking awesome tight end. There's some requisite talents that they have to be a great offense. They just need that guy to take them over the hump, like Amari Cooper. That's a guy that we can use right now to take the team over the hump, and Antonio can definitely do that, in my opinion. I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. This would be a perfect fit, and I'm pretty sure San Francisco, Richard Sherman, Kittle, they all want this guy to come to the team, and I'd be willing to have him, definitely. If I had to do a percentage, I would say 70% yes, we should do it for him, 30% no, just because of the factors outside of football that I would consider, and also the business side. It's a pretty divided issue. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are saying yes, we should trade for him, no, we should not take the risk. For me, as a couch GM, I would definitely take the risk and see what I can do. Try to be careful with the compensation that it would give to Pittsburgh. See what they're demanding. But if they're demanding way too much, like 3 first-rounders, definitely not. But maybe a first-rounder or 2 or something like that to get him, I'd definitely be down with that. That's pretty much it, you guys. I am willing to trade for Antonio Brown, willing to take a risk to get him, because I think Kyle Shanahan and Lynch really do need to do it. I don't think they want to be on the hot seat anytime soon. They're not right now, but if they're not winning in 2019, they definitely will be, in my opinion. Please let me know what you guys think about this issue about Antonio Brown. Should we trade for him? Should we not trade for him? Tell me reasons why. Please, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. And yeah, I'll probably catch you guys up probably this week when I talk about another top 3 video. I'm not sure. I'll be in Vietnam this week. I'll be traveling tomorrow, Tuesday. It might be a while until I make a video. Be on the lookout for that. I'll try to make as many as possible. I'll be traveling to Vietnam tomorrow, so it'll be a while until I get a video out for you guys. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all probably this week. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day.